right now, let's chat with Kwamiena. Hello, Kwamiena. Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to the show.
Thank you, and happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, same to you. Is that a thing that you people just say Happy Valentine's Day, just like that? You just use math to say Happy Valentine's Day.
You have no idea whether the package is behind the camera.
Either you are doing it or you are not doing it. Either you are, showing or you are not showing. It doesn't suffice to just
really?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Well,
I'm not taking that from anybody today.
Well, I have a surprise for you for tomorrow, so don't worry.
Okay, we are waiting. But I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing good.
Okay, okay, that's great, awesome. Now, for those who don't know who Kwamiena is, right, run us back from the very beginning, right, from when you were little, your earliest memories of who you are.
I am, okay. So, I was born and raised in Takrady, so I'm a typical Tadi boy, you know. I think I discovered I had a gift of music when I was 6 years old. My sister and her friends were having a rehearsal for my aunt's birthday party. I was just running through there. After the whole rehearsal, I could sing the song back to back at age 6, and they were all blown away. I didn't know what I was hearing.
Do you remember what song it was?
Yes, they were What a Friend We Have in Jesus, the hymn.
Okay.
And I remember they just went like, okay, you're going to be part of this right now. So little me just joined in on the day. I had no idea what I was doing. I was so dirty because I was playing around. So I think then my parents discovered that I could sing and started putting me on platforms. I was doing it in school, all in Takrady. Then I came to Presec. I'm not daddy anyways. That's when I came to Presec, and I got opened up to the capital city, Accra, and I was like, okay, there is so much more I can do here. So fast forward, I went for, when I was in uni, or before uni, after secondary school, I went for Mentor Season 2 auditions. Okay. I wasn't picked. I went.
Well, did that do anything to your confidence in any way? Because you know that it's different if you know that I have this talent, right? And then you go and then it's sort of like, you don't want to pick you. You are not part of the people you want.
It did. For the very first time, it shook me because I was young, and then again, I understand them because I wasn't really that much of a professional singer. I was just doing it because I had the voice. So I wasn't well trained. Then I went to American Dream out of Africa. It was organized by Diddy or something. I made it into the top 25. The show didn't come on. So it was like the winner gets a record deal. So I think when I entered uni, I really wanted to do this music thing. I went to Central University. So I started going from studios to studio, telling them that, listen, I'm a vocalist and I can do backups and everything. Then I found out Zap Mallet's studio. Okay. I went to Zap Mallet's studio. I went to Hammond's studio. I went to, I've forgotten the other studios, but I remember Zap auditioned me and he was like, okay, I'm going to give you a call. That call never came through till I went for season 4 Stars of the Future auditions. That was like my 3rd audition. I made it into the top 20, didn't make it into the final 12 for the show. And that was when I was just there one time, already beat back in my hostel. I was like, I'm not doing this again. Then Zap Mallet's call comes through. He was like, I think you have something. I remember you. Come to my studio. Let's do a project. So then he made me back up on Neil Ante's some songs on Neil Ante's first album. And I worked on an Afro jazz album with him, Zap Mallet, with Irene Logan. Then we did some arts and all those kind of things. Then it died out. I was still doing church. I mean, my music started from church. I was still in my school choir. I was in choir. I was doing it. Then season 5 audition comes in for Stars of the Future. And everyone in my hostel is like, Emmanuel, Stars of the Future is in, so you have to go. Then I was using the name Emmanuel. I was like, you have to go. And I'm like, no, you can't. Like, this is a lot of no's for me. Like, and I know I am good. Everybody tells me I'm good, so why? Then I remember I prayed and I was like, you know what, God, if this is for me, give me a sign. So I went to church one day, I sang, we had closed from church, I was going to my pastor, was like, oh, I saw Stars of the Future again, I hope you're going. I was like, no, and he was like, no, you should, this is your time. Then
so that was a sign you were requesting
what I was looking for. Then I went for the auditions, and not only did I make it through to the auditions, I won. season 5. And that alone, I was like, yes, this is it. That means I'm not that bad. I was really good. And my career took off from there.
But hold on there, right? For all of the no's that you got before winning the season 5 of Stars of the Future, what did all of these do for you? You know, especially in relation to talent building and then also career building as well, because you mentioned that you had worked with Zap Mallet on a few projects, right? How did all of these build you up to also now having that grit to still go for an audition even after requesting for a sign and then coming out as a winner?
So what I did is, music is my passion. I do have other passions, but music was my passion. I live and breathe music. You cannot succeed in something one you're not passionate about, and something you don't put a lot of effort in it. I was meeting up with musicians, instrumentalists. We were vocally training me. I got my first no. I kept pushing. I got my second no. And the good thing about these is sometimes when they tell you the no, if you have a good person critiquing you, the person will tell you this and this is the reason why.
Right.
I'm saying no to you for now.
So now you have feedback to build on.
Exactly. So I started working on these things, and Zap Mallet played a great role because he was recording me back then. So he'll tell you, okay, no, don't sing it this way, do it that way. You need to work on your craft. You need to work on your stage presence. And I had a lot of training too from my previous music directors in the choirs that I was in. So all of that. But what I would say is, I put in a lot of effort. They said no, I came back. My ego was bruised, my emotions were, but I still went on because I loved to sing and I just wanted to be a blessing to people with the music.
Right. Now, in being a blessing to people, you've given credits to Zap Mallet as well for being a blessing to you, right? But also in this, which people have you met along the lines of, you know, chasing your passion and doing the music that you live and breathe, who have also impacted your career?
A lot. Okay, so then I would mention notable Freeman Ame, the vocal coach Freeman Ame. He was my very first.
The popular coach Freeman.
Yes, the popular coach Freeman. Yes, he was the very first person that took me through vocal training when we were on Stars of the Future, and I really do appreciate him so much because he opened me up to all the techniques right from the start. I will mention legendary musician BB Brew. From Project Fame Judge. BB Brew. BB Brew was my vocal coach for over 2 years. She's such an amazing. So all these people I give credit for. I will also give credit to my mother, whose birthday is today. I'm so sorry. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
She was like my first manager. Literally, when we were in Takrady, she would look for programs and put me on, fix me on it and everything. I have BB, and also I would say Irene Logan and a few other artists that I ever encountered, Mr. Kofi Amwakwin. The list is endless, but all these people have the Anansi band, of which I officially work with now. All these people have contributed in my music. In my music journey, all the DJs and the presenters and yourself, people like you, because we will always think it's little, but it's part of it. Me sitting here having that conversation with you, exactly. So all these people have made great impacts in but I would give props to my vocal coaches that really put a lot of work in me.
In you, okay. All right. So now, with that said, how would you also say that you are fitting into the music of today? In that, you know, Afrobeat is a thing now. We are now pushing for the propagation of high life more, right? Of hip life more. Where would you fit yourself in the genres? Or would you say that you're doing a fusion? Or are you genre bending?
Oh, I think I'm genre bending, but I would say I'm doing a fusion. I've coined out a genre for myself. I call it Afrofusion soul.
Afrofusion soul.
Exactly.
Okay.
The reason being, I'm such a soulful singer, so I always want to express myself and my vocals, and my lyrics have to be deep. That's what, and the sound has to be. It needs to move you. You need to feel good things, and Afro, because I really always like to include my some African elements and fuse it with international genres. So I've actually done Afro rock with the track I released, My Time and Midnight Cry. I've done some Afro jazz and Afro pops with Dark World from my EP, Amonwa, A Love Thing. So I feel like I'm mixing everything. I don't want to be boxed. But then again, I will say this. Whenever we talk about hip life and high life, it's always like, I feel like there's always a move. But then art always goes back to its origin, because we used to have the high lives, then it came to the hip lives. That was like a fusion of hip hop and high life. Then we came right to the Afro beats and everything. And now we're going back to fusing the Afro beats with our high life and everything. The only thing I'll say with our entertainment, that our music in Ghana is, I feel we need to just allow the Ghanaian music industry to open up for more genres, because we don't see, and all the genres have to be really given attention, because we don't see jazz, we don't see the R&Bs, the neo souls, you see, I feel like if we open it up, we can fuse high life with any kind of thing, and we'll create our own.
It's good you touch on opening up to accommodate all of the other genres, because I was going to ask what the difference will be to you between the Afro fusion soul and high life, because with all of the descriptions as well, I think that high life carries that, right?
Yes.
Now, I would also argue that with the genres that have grown on us, high life, hip life, it's a struggle to even now still push it on the global scale, right? Because it's not as widely accepted or known or popular as Afrobeat is, right? What's the plan with your pushing Afrofusion soul, right? I get it if you don't want to be put in a box, right? But with that as well, what is the plan? How do you expect to push it onto the global scale? But you have a Ghanaian identity. Why not just latch onto something that you already have and can push?
Yeah. Okay, so first off, I'm going to say, high life in itself has a longer, I would say this without fear, has a longer shelf life.
Exactly.
It has a longer shelf life than the genre, because that is the very roots of our
bedrock.
Yeah, the bedrock of our music and our sound, especially when it comes to West Africa. We are not going into the argument of where it originated from. We're not doing that. But what I try to do is always have, if you listen to my new track, Medal, is really well based on high life. And what we did was, there was a high life, we were at rehearsal and we were playing high life. My band does a lot of high life at my live shows. We were playing a high life melody, and all of a sudden they were like, ooh, okay, this is the indigenous, we have high life rhythms from the guitar like Odonso and a whole lot of others. And that was when we started learning this. I was like, oh, let's pick out of that and really bring it to the modern. So I think what I am looking to do is picking from the very great elements that have made our music and bringing it to modern day and fusing it. And so no matter what you hear from Kwamiena sing, you would hear a feel of high life. Who knows, maybe I'm going to do a very indigenous raw. I do have something like that on my EP. A very indigenous raw high life feel. I believe it will go well with my vocals. So that's what we are trying to.
I think so too. So just consider that.
The future has a lot of possibilities.
We'll be waiting on that. But for now, you've given us Medal, right? And I mean, it's only right for us to enjoy Medal today, being 14 February, for those who want to, bask in the glories of the day. But anyway, tell me about Medal and its creation, and then also aptly putting it out today.
Okay, so Medal was created because I was having a struggle with some of the love songs I was hearing on radio.
Tell me about it. What was the struggle?
The problem with most of our love songs now is it ends up objectifying women. It is always about the guy talking about the woman's body and her beauty, and it almost feels like that is all that love is. Yes, like it's all about a physical attraction. Do you get it? And I got tired, because then the boys are singing, oh, she has a big that, she's looking good, like when I get you and all that, and the ladies too are singing about how their hearts are broken and everything. It became a trend, and I'm like, music is very, very powerful. It can make you do things you do not want to do. You get it? And it can also make you do great things as well. So I sat back, I was like, why don't I also write a love song that is so pure and that is so genuine, that is more of just you and I. There is more to you. I wrote lyrics like, you bring out the very best in me. And I believe that if you find, even the Bible says, he who finds a good wife finds a good thing and obtains favor in the sight of God. So I was like, why don't I really bring back all this feel? You know, that village kind of love. There wasn't anything like take me to this place or that, or buy me an iPhone. It's not max. It was just authentic. I want to be with you. You want to be with me. I love your presence. I love what's in your mind. I love the way you think. I love the way you speak. I love everything that makes you you. Right. Do you get it? So that was what I wanted to put in the music. And I worked on it with Reynolds the Gentleman, who produced it. And I mean, you said exactly, he did justice to the sound. I put in the percussions because then again it's Highlife and it's African. The percussions were played live by Sammy. The guitars were played live just so that we can get it. So that's the story behind Medal.
Okay. And you know, please, you heard it from him, right? The purest love song that you'll ever hear, but I'm sure you can't find it on DSP's Kwamiena, and it is titled Medal. All right. Now, we still have, you know, a lot of weeks, a lot of months in the year. You mentioned working on a body of work, right? Yes. When is that going to be released, and what other songs are you going to give us next before that? Are you working on any singles before that? You know, are you going to give us an EP before the album? What's the plan for 2025?
I think I'm going to give you an EP first.
Okay.
Because I did go on my last release before this was in 2020. Yeah, that was right before COVID.
5 years?
Yes.
What was the reason for the break?
Okay, so the moment COVID happened, I had other passions, and I was like, okay, if that's the case, let me just explore, because I'm a full-time musician.
Okay.
So 2021, I started my fashion brand. So wearing one of my pieces. So I decided to explore that as well, then also explored a bit of stage play and film. So I did a few appearances here and there. So I took.
I like a multi-talent.
I love the arts. So, and I feel like it marries so well. So what happened was I took a break, and just to make sure all these stand. So this year in particular, I decided, okay, let me just.
Time to come back.
Yes, now I can run all these things. So we are back in the studio. Well, Saturday, the reason I have a surprise for you is I'm putting you on guest list tomorrow evening with a +1 at Zen Garden.
Is there a plus? You see, come now, you should first ask. Is there a +1?
Oh,
so
darling.
I can add. You see, you don't even just assume like that.
Darling, don't worry. A +1 can be anyone you want to. You're best.
Interesting.
So my band and I are headlining Zen Gardens tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So you can come and have an experience of what you're going to see. But we are back in the studio. We were already in the studio, but I put it on pause. So we are back in the studio. You would hear a few fusions, a few pops, but it would always have a very strong African element. And I'm so excited because these are sounds that I have not really explored. For me, it's new, and I'm enjoying. And you hear some old school feel as well. So you guys should look out for amazing things this year.
Give it to us. However you give it. If you don't give it, how we take it, just as they say. But yes, Kwamiena, thank you so much, and also go ace your event tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Yes, it's been a conversation with Kwamiena. He has a new song out there. It's called Medal. Now, it's good that, you know, we are having this conversation today, because today is 14th February. So for those who want to play Medal to their, you know, loved ones, please do so, and then run the numbers up by so doing, okay? And we'll be grateful for it. Now, good thing about love songs is beyond 14th of February, you can keep it on replay, okay? So why not keep Kwamiena's Medal on replay? My name is Lenny Lomote. This has been a conversation on Unpacking the